Guys, Vidblog Episode 2. So what I'm doing right now, I just got off work. I had to leave a little bit early, take care of some things at home. What I'm doing right now is starting the process of reviving my yard. So I got this house back in November. I rent it. Super awesome deal. Got it locked in for 2 years at the same rate, and this is an HOA, so usually they go up in price once a year, and this didn't. So I mean, it's just all falling into place. But being that we're new renters back in fall, basically wintertime, we were put at the bottom of the list for sprinklers to be turned on. Now, I have family that own sprinkler irrigation system businesses, and I kind of know how to do it, but you know what? Even if they can't get out here for another 2 weeks, it's not about finding the excuse of, oh, well, can't do that. My yard was dying, so I took massive action. So I bought about 10 pounds of seed. I've seeded all the dead areas, heavy, light areas that were starting to turn brown, because you can find every excuse you want. I'm gonna do my best to do with what I can. That's what it's about. Some of my spoils of my garage selling today, I only did one, and I think I did extremely well. I probably spent about $70, and I should profit close to around $300. Starting with this, I'm about to refinish this guy right here. This is solid oak. So I'm gonna take you guys step by step how I do things. I take pride in what I do. I love refinishing stuff because there's so much value to it. It may not look like it's nothing right now, but you just wait. You just wait on the next episodes. I'm gonna take you step by step though, okay? And I'm gonna show you how much I probably spent on the overhead. So this was, I think it was $5 or $10 for the dresser, and my supplies probably $7. So we'll say $17 of an investment in what I can turn it into. So stay tuned. Is stripping. So we got a stripper down there. I just applied a good base of strip on there. I'm gonna do just a little bit more. It's already starting to work. This is good stuff. Wear gloves. It can't hurt the skin. Just my recommendation. I will say this, what I've learned in doing refinishing and refurbishing is your foundation of strip is just as important as your foundation of stain. If you can't get all the stuff off that's originally on there, I mean, it looks like this, right? So I have a lot to do. You're not gonna get a good consistent stain finish on there. So remember, your strip coat is important. Don't go too little, go a lot. It's not going to hurt it. It's not going to melt the wood or anything, but you'll see. You just watch. So this is where we're at. Almost done stripping. I'm probably going to do one more. I'm going to have to sand the crap out of this. This has some water damage, but it'll be good. But look at these guys. Told you I'd get them stripped. I'm telling you, the base layer of stripping solution, whatever it's called, you put on is key to getting your beautiful finish at the end. Guys, so this was my last delivery for the night, and I worked an hour, little over an hour from my actual scheduled shift. They were actually going to let me go at 1, and then we got super slammed. Why am I saying this? If you're not willing to put in the extra, why should you get extra? It's a simple concept. If you're not willing to put in a little bit extra time, why should you get extra? Why am I doing this blog? Is because I want to inspire you. I'll tell you what really lit this up. I mean, I've been studying passive income for the last 2 months, but really been studying just how to do it smarter. On top of building the brand that I am, to change people's mindsets on things, man. I think that's one of the biggest defaults in our country, in America right now, or in the world right now, with so many people are just hopeless, and they don't even want to admit it because they have a fantasy of what they banked their whole life on, and it's not legit, it's not practical. But here is the reality. If you humble yourself, even if you're making $50,000 a year and stuff like that, and you go and do a little extra more, you're gonna have that much more. You're gonna have something to invest. You're gonna have all these things, man. But if you don't, I mean, it's on you, man. It's on your loss there. I mean, you're choosing not to. Look, I like having my time off, but you know what I also like is knowing that I'm not gonna have to worry about my overhead for my time off. If you haven't figured this out yet, as an adult, when you take a vacation, you don't just total your expenses in that vacation when you're there or how to get there. You also total the time off of work unless you're getting PTO, and you still have other bills to pay. You still have a car payment, you still have a house, you still have whatever. You owe Joe and Sally this much, you owe the bank this much, you owe your credit card. Those are all things to put into factor. But if you were to put in 5 extra hours, you know, every other week doing deliveries for something, you know, that's building up. But again, if you're not willing to work the extra, why would extra come to you? I got to give credit to Gary Vee, because he's really what sparked me to think a little bit differently on how to do this, how to build the vehicle that I'm trying to. And it's teaching simple concepts that are not, in his words, but it's an actual word used, sexy. You know, you're saying that you want to build a business, but you have no capital to build it on. Even if it's social media, you're banking on once you hit 10,000 followers, you're set. Okay? If you're like me, I also have a hungry lifestyle, meaning that I don't want to have an apartment ever again. I don't want to have to go in people's houses and rent out a room. I don't want to have to do that. So I'm going to work hard so that never happens. So for you, and this is going to seem hypocritical, look at your expenses. Like I said before, you know, if you total your total expenses in 1 month, you times that by 12, and then you add up your total net, how much you make a year, that should scare you. That should show you that, hey, I either need to change something in my lifestyle, maybe having a house right now when I'm only having $200 left over at the end of the month, and I'm barely eating. I'm having to go on food stamps and stuff, and I'm not hating on you, but don't abuse the system. But, you know, you got to rethink some stuff. But if you do have an appetite, like, no matter what, having a house is part of your why, it's part of your standard, then you need to also see what type of worth ethic you're going to need to establish and keep it. So I give credit to Gary Vee, because he is a mastermind at this. If you haven't watched him, go watch him. He has inspired me a lot. I'm going to write him an email, all that fun stuff, but he would say the same thing right now. Stop freaking making excuses and go do something. There's ways to do it. Don't just bank on one area. The way the world is shifting business-wise or in this country is, I mean, people thought the internet was the wild, wild west before. Just wait till the internet, social media starts taking out businesses, because these businesses didn't post on social media. They didn't use that as a vehicle to do so. And they wonder why their business closes, because they didn't market. They didn't market in the now. And if you're just going to bank on just one thing instead of several things, you know, you're barely going to go. But if you are smart and strategic and understand that, yes, your time is an asset, yes, it is valuable, but if you really audit your life right now, how much of your time in 24 hours and a whole week do you actually spend something doing productive for your dreams, for your standards, your whys, your goals, for your loved ones, and for your future? That should be a part of the standards and whys. But anyways, you get the hint. Guys, this is why I'm doing this blog. I believe in this vehicle because I'm one person on a journey changing, because I chose to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I've struggled my whole life from the time I was born. And I don't want that to happen to my loved ones. I don't want them to struggle. I'm willing to struggle to improve things in life, but I'm not going to struggle working for somebody else's dream and I can barely feed my own self. Even if I change my hunger and switch it down to, you know, getting an apartment again and stuff. I'm humble, guys, I am, but I'm also hungry. And it's not for success, like, oh, look at Nate. It's for motivation, me, and what it really is, and that's to motivate people to go out and really try. Not even try, just do it. Just try your best for 1 week and then do it again and again. And that's going from trying to freaking doing it. All right. Next part of the blog. Hey guys, so episode 2 here. Got a confession to make. You know, I have not been to the gym in a week and a day, and I'm not liking it. I'm working out at home, yeah, but is it as effective? No, I've just really been learning that when I get into that gym setting, when I get into that mode, I focus more. You know what I mean? It's pushing me to work harder. Can I work out hard at home? Yes. It's just not the same. I'm going to an environment. It's like going to work, right? You know you're going to go and do something productive. It's going to be money in your bank. You're adding skills to your profession. For me, I'm serving people, which is my passion. You know, so it's kind of in the same thing. So like if you find yourself in a rut, like I haven't been to the gym, man, and it's just kind of like you're just hard on yourself. My encouragement to you is this, yeah, you haven't been to the gym. For me, my excuse, it's not really an excuse, it's just what happened. I had people sick at home, so I chose to stay home and make sure I was nearby if they needed help, or, just being a helping hand, because, I mean, the people that I love, the ones that I love is important, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to use the excuse. I'm going to just say, I didn't go to the gym for a week. And I got to correct that because the gym is important. Now, here's the other thing. I'm kind of in the mix of, okay, I've been getting some shape, I'm getting form, I'm getting all these things, I'm getting results, but the other thing I'm trying to gain the most is weight. I want to be at 180 at the minimum, okay, and that is my why. That's my standard by the end of June. I'm 165 right now, so that's 15 pounds. I did gain that in about a month and a week, so I'm either going to come damn close or I'm going to hit it. I have confidence that I can. Even with basically taking a week off from the gym, but working out at home every other day, it's whatever. But the other thing is like, okay, so if I want to put on weight, right, which is important, I know that muscle is heavier than fat, so I need to, balance the two. So I'm learning that I need to do different eating regimens. I need to eat more, probably 3 or 4 times a day instead of one huge meal and then snacking through the rest of it. So that's going to be my new plan of attack. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow, which is Saturday, June 8th. And, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get back into my environment. I'm going to get back to work in my environment of work, not just at home. So, anyway, guys, what's your thoughts on that? I know this is a video blog. You're going to watch other parts of this clip, but what are your thoughts on when you get in a rut, you haven't gone to the gym, what are your mindset? Just freaking get back into it or what? For me, it's, again, the balance of I need to gain weight. I know when I work out as hard as I do, I'm burning calories more than putting some on. So I'm kind of like, maybe I should eat heavy, take a few days break, get back into the gym. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Again, this is my transition journey. This is a part of my standard, my why from transitioning from existing to living. This is one of my standards is a healthy body. So let me know. As ending of episode 2, I wanted to share something with you that I have to deal with in my life. Before I tell you what that is, I want to say this. There's a saying that I came up with about 2 years ago, and that is everybody has issues. Every single one of us. There's not one human being on the earth that does not have some form of issue, whether it be mental, physical, whatever, social, doesn't matter. Everybody has issues. What matters is what you do with those issues. This episode has had the title, if you don't do the extra, why should you get extra? When it comes to yourself, if you don't put that extra effort to work on yourself, you're not going to do the same in life. So what I have developed through my early years of childhood and into my early adult years is CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I will never say this is a sad, I'm not saying this is a sad story. I'm never gonna say I've had the roughest life. It's been rough, but there's always somebody out there that's had it worse, and that's why I believe in this video blog. That's why I believe in what I'm doing, is because it's adding value to people that, hey, you're not alone. I know you're going through shit, and there's people that have been through similar or different or the same that are doing work to improve what they're going through. So I have to live like this. I was talking to my sister after I had an episode, and usually my episodes last, a couple hours. The worst one I had was 6 hours, and that was last summer. I just froze stiff. And what I struggle with is all the positive things in my life, all the people that I love and stuff like that. For some reason, there's a trigger, and I'll put the faces of the people in my past that have harmed me and hurt me physically, emotionally, whatever form of relationship that would be, family, close family like my mom, or mind you, I take care of my mom too. So, I still love my mom, so I'm not trying to throw my mom under the bus, but I put their faces on the people that I love in my life. And I really noticed that it's not an excuse. It's just something I'm working through. It's hurt my immediate family, my foster mom and stuff and their family. I don't know why. It's just, I can't use that I just moved back here as an excuse for very much longer, which, I have a life too, and I love my family and stuff. I really don't know if that's actually a thing or if that's just what I'm telling myself in my mind, but I do know that with complex post-traumatic stress is your mind will act differently. You'll start to think, even though you're not alone, you'll feel like you're alone. It's a very interesting issue to have. I'll never say that it's the title of disorder or disease or whatever. It's a scar. It's not a fresh wound, but it acts like it is. It's always going to be a scar. It'll always remind me of the stories that have caused the issue. And that's what I have to live with. So what happened was I was at work, and actually this started to happen about 2 hours prior to it, and I just could not click off. I could not get out of my mind, and the worst mistake I made was trying to figure out what triggered it. So if you deal with an issue, in closing of this episode, please, if I can help you in any way, please message me, because this is not about Nate. This is about helping other people. This is just one person's perspective on changing their life from existing to living, and my standard, my why, is to help other people do the same. That's what motivation me is about. It's not about Nate. It's motivation, or semicolon, sorry. Anyways, it's me, meaning motivation starts with me. It starts with us. It starts with you. You are the one that can influence and help other people. You are the one that can go and put in work and change your life. You are the one that can do something for the better of yourself and your world around you. So, we'll see you guys in the next episode.